This weekend's Winter Southern Showcase had record numbers. We were excited to see the region's top kickers, punters, and snappers compete over the course of camp. There were many top prospects at each position. We will highlight the top performers on kickoffs, punts, and field goals, along with the top snappers at camp. The 2015 class was well represented at camp. Donald DELAHAYE, a 2015 kicker punter from the state of Florida, had an outstanding day. He made 9 out of 10 field goals in the charting session. He won the kickoff charting session and also punted the best in the drill work portion of camp. Donald is a superior athlete and should be highly looked at in the next couple of weeks. Donald had the 2 most impressive kickoffs charted at camp: a 77-yard 4.4 hang time on a kickoff and an 80-yard 4.18. Those types of hang times and distances are rarely seen. Zach Block, a 2015 kicker also from the state of Florida, showed great control on his field goals and allowed his 6'4" frame to easily hit 55-yard field goals into the wind off the ground during the drill work portion of camp. Zach made 8 out of 10 charted kicks and kicked off extremely well, winning the kickoff competition against Donald, who we mentioned earlier. Zach also did a good job in punting. It was one of the top finishers in the punt charts during the morning portion of camp. Michael Almond, a 6'4", 205-pound senior, also showed extremely well in the kicking and punting portion of camp. Michael had a tremendous high school season for his team in Georgia, and he made 8 out of 10 field goals during the charting portion of camp. Michael was also one of the top qualifiers on kickoffs and finished with an outstanding punt average as well at camp. Another 2015 product that showed well at camp was Zach FEDDELER from the state of Florida. Zach is 6'3", 200 pounds, and did an outstanding job in the punt portion of camp. He showed a great ability to be able to turn a ball over and hit hang times over 4.5 seconds. 2015 punter Brandon Greene from the state of North Carolina showed improved leg strength since the last time we'd seen him. Brandon is a very consistent kicker/punter, and his greatest strength may be in his punting ability and being able to hit a consistent spiral. 2015 punter Colin Brewer from the state of Tennessee also showed extremely well at camp. He won the punting competition and used his 6'3", 185-pound frame to be able to hit deep, high, consistent punts all throughout camp. Justin Thompson, the 2015 kicker from Georgia, also showed well on the kickoff phase at camp. He had 2 charted kickoffs over 72 yards and had good hang time throughout the day. Mitch ROSTOWSKY, a 2015 kicker from Georgia, did a great job at camp on kickoffs. He was one of the top qualifiers in our kickoff charting portion of camp and used his 6'4", 160-pound frame to be able to deliver high, deep kickoffs. 2015 kickers Nick Gregory from Kentucky and Joey GOGOL from Georgia showed why they're some of the best ball strikers in the class of 2015. Joey has had outstanding success for his high school team, putting up unbelievable field goal numbers and did not disappoint at camp. Nick made 9 out of 10 field goals in the charting portion of camp and showed he belongs amongst the best field goal kickers at this camp. 2015 kicker Richard Wright from North Carolina also made 9 out of 10 field goals and did a great job in the drill work phase of the afternoon session. Other 2015 prospects at camp that made 8 out of 10 charted field goals at camp were JONAS from Tennessee, LAMAR BURCH from Alabama, Stefan Tessick from Georgia, SKYLER GROOT from Georgia, and Casey Malone from Tennessee. In the junior college division, John MOTE established himself as the top punter. John, at 6'5", 215 pounds, is an outstanding college prospect and will have a bright career in the years to come as a college punter. Ben Dayton from Ohio was one of the top finishers in the kickoff charting portion at camp. He consistently hit balls that were around 4 seconds in hang time and traveled over 75 yards in distance. The 2016 class was well represented in Atlanta this past weekend. Sage LEDBETTER from the state of Alabama showed extremely well in the kickoff portion of camp. Sage is someone who has a great leg and should be able to start kicking off the ground with more consistency and accuracy in the weeks to come. 2016 kickers Mitchell Wasson and Tyler SUMPTER also had outstanding days, showing very well in the kickoff portion of camp and also doing well in the drill work phase of camp. Tyler was also one of the top finishers during the punting charts held early in the morning at camp. The state of Tennessee had 3 outstanding 2016 prospects make 8 out of 10 field goals: Jackson Morris, Cruz Holt, and Thomas Garrison. All 3 were very competitive on kickoffs as well and should be guys to follow in the coming years. Brandon Howard from the state of South Carolina also had an outstanding day, kicking and punting at camp. Brandon's greatest strength was his punt charts in the morning session, where he was one of the top overall finishers in camp. In the snapping division, the 2016 class dominated the camp. 3 of the top 5 snappers were from the state of Tennessee. Josh Brady, a 6'3", 220-pound snapper, had the best overall score by having a perfect 45 out of 45 points at camp. Jack Propst, a 5'11", 195-pound snapper, also had an outstanding day at camp, ringing up 39 out of a possible 45 points. Logan Punch, a 5'11", 225-pound snapper, made a total of 37 out of 45 points at camp. Scott Meyer, a 6'2", 217-pound snapper from the state of Georgia, had an outstanding day. He won the snapping competition held at the end of camp and made a total of 41 out of a possible 45 points in the snapping charting phase at camp. Trent Brittingham, a 6'1", 215-pound snapper from South Carolina, showed enough talent at camp to be someone to watch for in the years to come. The 2017 class had 3 outstanding performers: Brent Smaglia from the state of Tennessee, Joseph Doyle from the state of Tennessee, and Cooper Graham from the state of North Carolina. Brent showed very well in both the field goal charting portion of camp, the kickoff portion of camp, and in the punting portion of camp. He's a true combo specialist. Cooper Graham also showed well for a 2017 prospect by making 7 out of 10 field goals and hitting consistent kickoffs over 70 yards in the air. Joseph Doyle also charted 8 out of 10 field goals made and hit many 65-yard plus kickoffs this past weekend. We want to thank everybody who came out to camp this past weekend. It truly was a national stage, and the athletes that we highlighted took advantage of it. Look forward to seeing these guys in the future, as I expect great things out of many of these athletes.